They've shown signs of real brilliance. The way they keep the ball, the way they organize themselves. You know, they play very balanced football, going forward, coming back. So there's been a I was really impressed when I saw them play, you know, recently against VUT, and got a very important win against VUT, and a very difficult side themselves, VUT. But tonight we're going to be looking at, you know, UWC as they again host, as they did against Tuks, you know, and getting a very important win against the defending champion in Tuks. But tonight they'll be hosting WSU.
Now, I asked that because as far as the log is concerned, there's only 3 points separating the top side from number 7. That goes to show that 3 rounds into the competition, it's still anyone's competition to win, really.
It is, absolutely, and it's encouraging for the guys right at the bottom to, you know, see a possibility of clawing their way back to the chasing few at the top, and you know, but it's still early days, you know. But I think the quicker the guys start getting those points, the likes of Tuks, who were all starting to get worried about them, that okay, if you don't start gaining those points quickly, you might find yourself at the, you know, at the bottom, and it's very difficult to actually start, you know, catching up once you find yourself at the, you know, outside that top 4. So everyone is chasing that top 4 spot to ensure that they can go back to the, you know, they can progress to the next you know,
to the semi-finals.
To the semi-finals.
That's precisely what Simba was trying to say there. Well, the 2 men who are really going to make sure that they get all the 3 points here tonight. I spoke to the 2 captains a little earlier. These were their words. Rion, you guys are back home. Of course, last time you guys were here, you defeated the defending champions. So what is it about this field that makes it so hard to come here and win?
I don't think it's anything to do with the field. I think it's more to do with the fans and the support and the energy that they bring for us. It gives the guys a huge boost, I know. So that's the thing that makes us win here, I guess.
Now, last time we spoke, you touched on the fact that you guys are looking towards the semi-finals. So far, so good?
Yeah, so far we're on track, I think. I think we just need 2 more wins and then we're there. But so far it looks good. You know, it's promising for us. It's a good thing for us as well. It's boosted the guys' confidence, especially that win last week. We needed that. So hopefully we can continue tonight as well.
All the best.
Okay, thank you.
Zwide, you guys started off with the win. Things didn't go quite well last week, but how are you guys looking to come here to the Western Cape and win this match?
We've been working very hard at training. We know that Sidliwe last week, of which Bezlala away, so it results a game there. Sometimes I win, sometimes we lose, and we're hoping that we're going to win this one because we've been working very hard at training. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Now, this is your first competition, your first time you guys are appearing in varsity football. Just tell me, how has the competition been for you guys participating for the first time?
Yeah, it's been very nice. I mean, most of us, we were flying for the first time, so it's an experience that you can never buy as a player. So some of us will never be professionals, but this competition, they gave us a platform to showcase our talent, and we're very, very honored and privileged to be where we are today, and we hope that even next year we're going to be in this tournament again.
Well, all the best for tonight.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, 2 very confident young men. They're looking for the 3 points. As I did mention, either side that wins here tonight could very well finish on top of the log. And I want to bring you back in, Simba. As far as the home side is concerned, the University of the Western Cape, they know that a win here could see them go right to the very top of the log. You mentioned that they beat the University of Pretoria here. They'll be looking to call upon the spirit of that performance.
Absolutely, they'll want to build their momentum and you know, the confidence that they built in beating a very difficult Tuks side, and coming from behind and so on. I mean, they will want to make sure that they can you know, repeat the same performance tonight. They're coming up against a very difficult side in WSU, who have already actually had their own you know, pulled some surprises in the past already in this campaign. So. I think it might be a draw. You know, a pitch played a very important role last time against Tuks, who are used to very good conditions, and I think it definitely played to the advantage of UWC. But today they're meeting a side that's used to these kinds of conditions. They're also from the coast. Yeah. They're also, you know, used to bumpy pitches. So I think they'll square each other out. I predict a draw.
Now, having said that, who's taking this one? Who's winning this game?
I'm predicting a draw.
A draw.
A draw, yeah. I think it'll be a 1-1. It'll have goals. 1-1 draw.
That's not going to do too much good for either side, really.
It won't do, good for either side. But, I think given the strengths of the two sides and, the conditions of the game today, there isn't too much wind, which would have favored the Cape Town side. Tonight, I think it will just they'll score each other out, a draw, 1-1 draw.
Well, Simba is going for a draw here this evening. We wait to see exactly what's going to be happening as far as this game is concerned. It's been an absolutely great day, as I mentioned. Hopefully, the game will certainly be right like that. Just a reminder then of the format of the game. 8 teams, 2 teams fighting to be in that final on the 24th of September. The winner will be crowned a varsity football champion of 2015. We're going to join our commentary team then led by Kevin Evans as they take us through the first 45 minutes. It's at the University of the Western Cape up against Walter Sisulu University.
Debut season and a debut match for the Walter Sisulu University against the University of the Western Cape at this level, and it should be a pretty interesting one as well, looking at the results that have come through for the two sides so far this season. Both have won at home, and while the University of the Western Cape drew away from home against Wits in Johannesburg in round number 1, Walter Sisulu University lost against the Tshwane University of Technology by 3-1 just last week. Weather conditions would have been a very warm day down in the Cape, unlike yesterday where apparently it was pretty nippy and down to at least double figures, just about double figures as far as the cold conditions are concerned. Much different to when we were here a week ago when the weather conditions were ghastly. It was bitterly cold with a strong breeze blowing in, but tonight, well, the Furious Cape is playing her part, and the Mother City has been particularly welcoming us on your World of Champions. Thanks for joining us, by the way, on your World of Champions tonight, as the two teams emerge from the dressing room for what, as I say, should be an interesting tussle between the two sides. Both with an opportunity to go to the top of the table. Walter Sisulu University with a 2-0 victory will go top of the table. University of the Western Cape win by any margin at all. They will go on to 7 points. They will be the leading side as far as points are concerned. They'll have 1 more point than the Northwest University, who have been pretty impressive in the competition so far. What an interesting competition so far. Northwest University with 2 victories out of 3 matches. They're on top of the table. Then 5 teams on 4 points. VUT, Tux, UWC, Wits and the Tshwane University of Technology. And then second from bottom is the Walter Sisulu University from Umtata, newcomers to this competition. And the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, who lost on Monday night against the defending champions, Tux by 2-0, will be at the bottom of the table. We'll pause for the singing of South Africa's national anthem. Very melodic singing of South Africa's national anthem. Pretty good rendition, I felt. And it sets the tone for what should be an exciting match indeed. The fireworks in the background well, is that an indication of what is to come? Look at the little kiddies, isn't that sweet? As they storm their way off to the dressing room. Mothers in wait. And as we get to the two teams then, the University of the Western Cape will play in yellow and blue, the black and white of the Walter Sisulu University. Both of these sides with an opportunity to go to the top of the table then. So, Solly Adams making 3 changes from the side that beat Tuks by 2-1. Marshall Jansen keeps his place, but David Morgan comes in for Jacobs at the back. Frankla Manana and Marcello Viglino are in as well. And that's how they'll line up then. A 4-4-2 combination with Mkosi just behind Silent, as we expect in the starting lineup. Or chance for Tafellowship Dushe, or chance for Josh Silent as well. Walter Sisulu University then with their lineup as well. It's been a change since we got the team sheet. Luto Scotch coming into the starting lineup in the place of Kobani Machi, who will sit amongst the substitutes tonight. Otherwise, some familiar names there for the Walter Sisulu University. And again, it's a traditional 4-4 situation with Nkebe slotting in just behind Luto Scotch, the 22-year-old studying management at the Walter Sisulu University. Yohani Khotso is our match referee, with Walters Muzamil and Mubarak Suli, the 2 assistant referees, and Bevan Hotlane is our 4th official for this one. The 2 captains then, here in October, the goalkeeper for the University of the Western Cape, and the central defender Zuda Kumalo, 23-year-old, also studying management, but in his 3rd year at the Walter Sisulu University. It's been about 26 years since I've been in Umtata, having lived in East London. I do remember that the old Transkei University used to be just on the entrance on the southern side of Umtata as you drove in just across the road from one of the famous hotel groups in South Africa. So it's good to have Walter Sisulu University in the varsity football for the very first time, because there seems to be a little bit of a resurgence in football in the former Transkei, or in the Eastern Cape in total, but in the Umtata area. Not only Walter Sisulu University making their debut in this competition, but Umtata Bucks promoted from the ABC Motsepe League after finishing as a runner-up in the ABC Motsepe League finals behind Mbombela United from Nelspruit, and they will play in the National First Division next season. So, possible little link up there between some of the Walter Sisulu University players and Umtata Bucks, maybe, with the age of the players there, average in around about 21 and a half years old. And of course there is an under-23 rule in the National First Division, so I think there's some possibilities. The countdown has started to the start of this match, the final match in round 3 of Varsity Sports Football 2015. The countdown is ended, and Mr. Khotso gets us underway at the University of the Western Cape Sports Complex in Bellville. Hello in your world of champions. It's good to be with you one more time from the Paris Cape. Well, Simba Marumo's made a very hasty retreat, talking to Razi Shikubu, and he's up in commentary. Simba Marumo, this could be an entertaining encounter.
Well, certainly looking forward to a great encounter this evening, Rocky, between the 2 sides that desperately need, the 3 points. More so for WSU, for them to just keep the pace of the top pack of the players led by TUT. As an NWU, actually.
Yes, NWU at the top of the moment here, just ahead of VUT. And yeah, but it's pretty tight because you've got 5 sides on 4 points.
Absolutely. It's still, anyone's, game at the moment, in that, anyone can actually reclaim. In fact, any of these 2 sides, should they win tonight, they will go right at the top of the group. WSU jointly, but UWC will be right at the top.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's encouraging to see the University of Pretoria Tuks grabbing their first victory of their campaign. A little bit of width out on the right-hand side, but a trip over there from Marcello Viglino. Man in your picture is Josh Silent, scored the first goal against the University of Pretoria Tuks just last week. Look at that encounter where they came from behind after that wonderful free kick from Jerry and Kwana, the defending 2-time champions in front. Good little ball through the middle by Dando Ziwele. Now some space again for the Walter Sisulu University. Played a little too strongly through the penalty area, and the visitors keep up the chase early, and a touch for the captain, Rion October. And it's going to be interesting to see which of the two teams settle down. Not the biggest of clearances from Rion October. Picked up at least by a teammate in the middle. Poached away by Masanwabe Mamami. A couple of the players from Walter Sisulu University studying an IT diploma. Mamami is one of them. Kebe is another. Machi on the bench. Zuko Njame on the bench as well, studying IT. And the picture is the captain of the side, Zwidi Kumalo. First time ball into the penalty area, knocked away by the Walter Sisulu University. Good penetration coming through from Dando Ziwele. Ziwele gives it away, and fortunately for him, a teammate will come and make the requisite intervention. Nice little pass from Keenan Davis, who scored the winning goal against Taxia just over a week ago. Space for Tulani Nkosi, left winger, and Nkosi nearly finds space. Did pick up silence. Suddenly the fans are something to cheer about for the first time in a game. Persistence from Davis, and good skill as well from the fullback. Suddenly away comes Zuko Ndemane. Both sides showing that they want to grab this game by the scruff of the neck early on.
I don't know if I'm the only one that's noticing that perhaps students have better eyesight and better brains, in that the refs' stop looks very similar to the WSU.
Yeah, it certainly does, doesn't it? I wonder if we'd ever change in that something, because green, I think, would be a much better colour. Nonetheless, I'm sure that the officials will sort that out at some stage. Ball scrambled away by Dokozo Nyekunya. 24-year-old studying accounting in his second year at WSU. Ball away by Marshall. Jansen, the right back. No Ananza Jacobs, because he's on the bench tonight for the University of the Western Cape. No Kwembela, no Nkunkwana either for the home side. Interesting to see that Sali Adams making 3 changes from the side that won against the defending champions. And in the picture, Santa Manana came off the bench against Tux, 22-year-old studying a BCom. The fans really do get into it here at the University of the Western Cape Sports Complex, urged on by the Master of Ceremonies, and the DJs were having a nice comp themselves before we got underway for this live event. The goalkeeper, Tando Sotiato, 21-year-old studying Bachelor of Education. Must have started quite young, he's in his 4th year already, and he's just 21 years old. Kunzi loses out to Ludumo Kebe. Both sides continue to stroke around the ball with a good flourish, and that's offside. And just as well, because the UWC defender hits it against his own post.
In fact, that's why it's always important to play those balls into the area, especially when the defenders are facing their own goals. A lot of times you see a lot of own goals being scored, but in this case, assistant spotted an offside.
Yeah, I wonder if it was a situation with Ulu, just back from playing overseas, and scored against his own side against Maritzburg United for their equalising goal, sent that match into extra time in the MTN 8 last night. But then he promptly scored himself, and then the final goal was scored there as well.
And a spectacular one at that, Rocky.
Hell of a game, eh? 8 goals.
Stunning game. Will we get 8 goals tonight?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We've had 6 goals in the 3 matches already that were played on Monday. Tuks beating NNMU. Northwest University over Wits by a single goal. VUT clobbering the Tshwane University of Technology 3-0, which is a pretty good result for the Vaal University of Technology, up in 2nd spot on the table on goal difference. Ball knocked forward here by Ashwin Kunzi. There's some space in the middle of the penalty area, which is not jumped upon by the University of the Western Cape. Ball knocked forward by Sianati Makaula, the left-sided fullback. There's a man down on the pitch as well. It might very well be Makaula. No, it's not. It's Luto Scotch who's down. Seems to be okay. In discussion with our match referee tonight, Johanne Khotto, 22 years old, 3rd year management studies at WSU for the striker. No easy pickings for Sotiato. I suppose it's never easy on debut in a side that hasn't played in, this is the 3rd year, don't forget, of varsity sports football, and they haven't participated yet. And just as it might be difficult for them because they're coming up against 7 teams they might not have met before, not at this level anyway, it's different for the other teams as well, because the side from Umtata could hold some flair that the other sides aren't accustomed to.
And it's always difficult to face an opposition that you've never seen, that you can't really plan against.
It's not a bad effort, and the first save of the match is made by the captain of the University of the Western Cape. Locked inside by Tulani Nkosi. Forward again by Jansen. Now through the middle, looking for Nkosi. He continued his run off the left-hand side. Good work done in the middle of the park by Tapelo Shiklushe. Now Shiklushe is a fine play. He did play a little in the National First Division. But, didn't quite command a place, I think, with FC Cape Town for too long. 21-year-old studying sports science. So Shiklushe, certainly a man to be watched. And if he can link up with Tulani Nkosi, I reckon without Josh Silent in the centre of that penalty area, it could be in business. Kunzi getting himself into a little pickle. He has Nkosi again for UWC. Chased by Masonwabe Memani. And given away rather carelessly by UWC. Well, the pace in the opening 10 minutes has been relentless. And the offside flag is up one more time against the visitors.
Yeah, I think the assistant might have just got it spot on there against Kuseli Mpeketo. Made a very good run and seems to be very goal hungry and looking to just poke a couple of holes into that UWC defense.
Yeah, you'll be a man at the University of the Western Cape will want to watch, because he grabbed 2 goals in the victory at home against the Northwest University in round 1, and that was really a terrific win.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and he's a very important member of this WSU squad.
The goal in that match coming from Sipasandi Matomi, who is playing at right back today for WSU, and just last week Benati Ngaka, who's on the bench tonight, scored against the Tshwane University of Technology in a 3-1 defeat against the Tshwane side. The battle continues out in the middle, neither side giving anything away early on. Marcello Biglino. Keenan Davis. Kunzi Davis. Nice patient build-up here from UWC, giving away the packed midfield from the Walter Sisulu University. And again picked up there by the home side. Referee says he'll have none of that off the challenge that is perpetrated by the Walter Sisulu University. I think it was Mbadlanyana who did the challenge on Marcello Biglino.
Oh, this is the incident. You can see and a bit of an overzealous challenge there that starts up and could be very dangerous.
It was very enthusiastic indeed. So Marshall Jansen, Ortopedische Krusche, it's Jansen, and it's on target. Keeper's got to be careful to allow the ball to drop as it did there. Sotiato, no damage done for the Walter Sisulu University. Tremendous atmosphere here at UWC, just as there was in that biting cold last week. Now, nice little move here from Kiselium Vaketo. You can see just how many defenders tracked him down. The problem with that, though, Simba, is if they double mark him or even triple mark him as they did there, it does leave players available on the outside, and maybe that could be a tactic from WSU. Having to defend now against Josh Silent. Silent getting away from Nyakinya. Not able to finish the business, though.
That's quite a big fellow. Uses his body very, very well. And I actually thought he had left his defender behind him. He could have actually continued with that run and not rushed to put the ball across. I can see here that he puts the ball in front and puts his body in front. And you can see that the defender actually loses his footing. Could have continued with his run, but he's just giving them a taste of what they can expect from his big frame.
Tandaziwele taps it forward again. Siklushe leaves it behind. Whether that was a purposeful or not, only he will know. Forward by Davis. It's an intelligent ball from Davis. Biglinho into the middle. A little bit of a push from Siklushe. Suddenly the Enterprise is coming more from the left-hand side from the UWC than from the right.
Yeah, their left side is certainly the more lively of the two sides. At the beginning of the game, they seem to be using a lot of long passes and not just settling down and finding each other through, putting the ball on the ground. And seems like they're just slowly getting into this game, UWC.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see if the side from Umtata can find the Dumo Nkebe, the 22-year-old IT student. A pretty tall man up front for this side that's travelled a long, long way to get here. Down the coast, probably travelled by bus down to East London and then flew down from the port city. Kunzi into the middle, finds Tando Ziwele. Ziwele with an important part to play tonight. Keenan Davis, absolutely delighted with that winning goal against Tucks, and another sliding challenge, this time from Sipasande Matoni. Well, here's an opportunity and a good save from Sotiato. Again, they arrive in numbers, and again it's Siklushe and Silent. First corner kick of the match.
Well, Siklushe here, it's a bit of an up and under. That's, looking for Silent. He wins the ball, and Siklushe does really well. Good contact on the ball, and Sotiato does really well to get down.
Siklushe from the corner. Oh, that's gone in. Confusion between defender and goalkeeper. Sotiato is not amused. UWC not complaining. Well, their third goal of the campaign. Just what they wanted in front of their home supporters. That's the celebration. Sotiato not happy. There's work to be done. Siklushe with the delivery. Came up a defender. It'll be given as an own goal. Siklushe looks to claim it though. And his teammates congratulating him, and why not?
Well, this is the way it was taken. He bends it very well towards the goal, and the keeper, miscommunication between himself and his defense. You can see he thought the defender is gonna header the ball away, and he leaves it for the keeper, and as a result,
Yeah, well, it came off Sotiato himself. He came off just a little bit off his
Absolutely.
line, off his chest and behind the line. I mean, Sotiato looking for a scapegoat. He's only got himself to blame. And it's the UWC side who lead by 1-0.
And Shiklisha has all the reason to claim that goal because it came off the keeper into the back of the net.
Well, that'll give the supporters even more reason to be happy tonight. Played to a goalless draw against Wits University. This free kick, it just goes over the top as WSU look to fight back immediately through Zwide Umalo. There are the lasses that are keeping the fans entertained alongside the pitch as much as UWC are entertaining them on the field. Nice to see that I suppose I could call them drum majorettes, but certainly entertainment is in the house. Mistake from Keenan Davis. A little bit of work to do off the right-hand side for WSU. First time ball in from Mbedlanyana. Shiklisha has done well. Forward by Ziwele. Looking on the far side for Marshall Jansen. Challenge there in the middle of the park by Zuko Ndamane. Walter Sisulu University have got themselves into a little pickle in which they'll want to extricate themselves sooner rather than later. We're not even 20 minutes into this. As yet, round 3 will be completed tonight. Round 4 next week with another 4 fixtures. And we'll bring you action on Monday night and on Thursday night, as has become customary this season in the varsity sports football. And yeah, I think after round 3 there'll still be a little bit of a conglomeration of clubs or sides, universities in the middle of the table. But I think after week 4 and just after the halfway mark, don't forget there's 7 matches that each of these sides play. I think after round 4 we'll get a clear indication of who's going to be pulling away at the top of the standings and who's likely to finish near the bottom, as October leaves nothing to chance.
Oh, he does very well in his decision making there to header the ball. Great.
Still an opportunity from Kuseli Mfeketo. He's very purposeful, Mfeketo. Perhaps a little selfish on occasion, but with the 2 goals he scored against Northwest University, he's backing himself, that's for sure. In October, beaten just the once in the tournament so far. And that was by a peach of a goal kick by Jerry Nkwana from the defending champions, University of Pretoria Tuks, as Marcelo Viglino, who's also in the holding midfield along with Tando Ziwele, tries to knock it forward. Back it comes from WSU with Uduma and Kebe. Free kick to the Walter Sisulu University. Yeah, there you get an indication, perhaps, of just how close the colours of the referee are to Walter Sisulu University. That's a nice observation.
But the students seem to be dealing quite well with the similarity in the shirts.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen the referee get a good touch yet in the match, so nobody's passed it to him, and even if they did, he'd probably skip over it. Foul in the middle of the park again on Ludumo Nkebe. 20 minutes in, the University of the Western Cape benefiting from their own goal from Sotiato after the corner taken by Shiklisha. Well, they haven't dropped their heads, that's for sure. There's no reason for them to have done anyway. Walter Sisulu University, and you know, we've seen it before, and one just has to look at last season, Simba, when University of Pretoria Tuks didn't have the best of seasons. They finished 3rd in the knockout in the group stages on the competition. So the players will want to get themselves, or the teams will want to get themselves at least into the top 4, and that's all you really need to do. From then on, it's knockout football. It's a different game. It's a different animal altogether, knockout.
Oh, absolutely. If this was athletics, this would be the heat stages.
Well, we saw yesterday, just going back to that Maritzburg United Kaizer Chiefs match in the MTN 8. Maritzburg United leading by 2 goals to 1 half time. 3-3 by the end of 90 minutes, and that wasn't the end of the scoring. So things can happen in knockout football, and much more so. It's much less game time than in the drudgery of the, maybe like the Premier League or like any round robin stage where you have to go through match after match after match. Chiklishe benefiting from Viglinho. Chiklishe, and there's space on the back post. Nobody to take advantage. Solani, of course, he had pulled away a little and finds himself back on the right-hand side for UWC. Cross comes shot, not really bothering Sotiato. And I'm surprised, really, that UWC haven't put more pressure on Sotiato, because he must be feeling a little sorry for himself. And it's just the sort of time that you want to maybe pick up a free kick or get some crosses in from the flanks and sort of just push him around a little. I'm not saying that there should be any assault going on in the penalty area, but, you know, just rough him up a little. Welcome to the big time.
It's a men's game after all. Well, the man that definitely seems to be enjoying himself is Cliche. You know, he's taking out every skill in the bag that he's got, and he's playing with a lot of freedom and a lot of confidence.
Now, we saw that from another Cape Townian last night in the new colours. He switched from red to yellow as he joins the Mamelodi Sundowns, and Keegan Dolly won the Man of the Match award for Mamelodi Sundowns in that loss against Celtic on penalties. But absolutely outrageous talent.
Oh, he's an amazing player. Good left foot, great pace. I mean, the takeoff is absolutely blistering. And intelligent player, great cross of the ball, and always has that eye for space between the defense. And, you know, a real joy to watch.
He was a joy to watch, there's no doubt about it. Seemed to lose his legs a little towards the end of the match and was substituted. Didn't prevent him from picking up the Man of the Match award. And a man to certainly watch when Mamelodi Sundowns play on Saturday against one of their bogey sides, Platinum Stars. Good skill here by Keenan Davis. Can't find Siklushe. Nice work in defence by Sipasande Matomi. Ball inside by Bonki Bagdanyana. And away by Kunzi. Nice little tap inside here from Manana. Siklushe. Both teams have got a man that has to be marshalled with a great deal of skill. Siklushe for UWC and Peketo. Ball headed in towards Just Silence. Sotiato not that convincing under the high ball, but successful anyway.
Yeah, not that convincing, and the ball was destined for Silent, or was intended for Silent. It was played a little bit too high for him to reach it before Sotiato, but great play and great build-up from UWC, and they seem to be growing in confidence.
Oh yes, definitely. Free kick here to the Walter Sisulu University. To be taken by Clenati Makoula, 19-year-old, studying to be an educator. All the big men up front, including Nkebe. Referee spotting a little bit of pushing in that penalty area, as plenty of black and white shirts in there, including Nkusele Mfoketo, as one would anticipate. The University of the Western Cape would want to perhaps grab a second goal, just give themselves a little bit of a gap, a bit of comfort maybe between themselves and the Walter Sisulu University. Scored 4 goals in the campaign so far in 2 matches. 3 of those came against the Northwest University. With a great start to the campaign in Umtata. Apparently there were some complaints about the pitch, and I do see on the schedule that we were given, myself and Mr. Marumo, that we are meant to have a match played at the Walter Sisulu University, and I do notice there that the venue is to be confirmed. So I'm not quite sure whether that match will be played somewhere other than at the Walter Sisulu University, because I did hear that there was some unhappiness from the side from Potchefstroom after their defeat there, and that due to the condition of the pitch. Wasn't there on the night, can't confirm that for you. First up, as the header comes away from Kunzi. They're looking for every opportunity to strike as William Kumalo, the second time he's pushed forward to have an opportunity like that. Here's Manana in the meantime. Ball kept in play by Silent. Manana continues his run. Shikdushe, and again they prefer the left-hand side. Davis goes past Shikdushe. Nice angle for Viglino. Manana back to Viglino. Little touch from behind, one felt. The referee's whistle comes a little late, but comes anyway. Free kick to the University of the Western Cape. Got some nice skill about the team, haven't they?
Well, they've certainly shown the the class that has helped them even to win against even the defending champions recently, and playing with so much confidence.
Shikdushe, angle ball, Silent, still with an opportunity. Keeper wasn't getting close to that, and Kosi now off the right-hand side applies the pressure, but really this is the sort of cross that you want to see to put pressure on Sotiato.
And absolutely, and I'm sure Ashwin Konzi would have liked to have a touch just before the keeper. It seems he was trying to get that delicate touch just to put it past Sotiato, but didn't find it, and at the second bite of the cherry, didn't quite find target.
No, he didn't. Zugo and Damane trying to work the clearance, but UWC have numbers forward here. Ball bobbling around inside that penalty area, and eventually they scramble it away, but not too far. UWC being particularly persistent here before the half-hour mark. As Viglino again, Silent, still Silent. Well, that's a great opportunity from Davis.
Man, what great football that we are seeing here tonight from UWC. And I mean, WSU have their back squarely against the wall, just defending every blow that UWC is throwing at them.
Yeah, tremendous football we've seen so far. Again, it goes to the back post, headed across to Silence. This time there's no space to really unleash the shot. Davis taps it back for UWC. Shikdushe, wonderful first touch from him, and a good dummy as well from Marshall Jansen. Well, it's not one-sided as far as the scoreline's concerned, but really UWC showing a tremendous pedigree here. One of only 3 sides to have played in every single year that varsity sports football has been on the go, and because Tuks are the defending champions and they're playing this year, that makes Tuks the other side. I think the Northwest University is the third, my memory serves me correctly. 4 new sides in 2015 for this competition. There's no University of Johannesburg, the runners-up from last campaign. There's pressure again on Sotiato, and again Silent is the man who applies the pressure to the goalkeeper, and he's injured himself, but he's off the pitch. I don't think there'll be a stoppage here. The medic goes from the University of the Western Cape will want to get across there and sort that out as quickly as possible, because he's lying flat on his back now. Just in the background there, you can see Josh Silent, who's just a little bit incapacitated right now. Referee goes across to have a look at the striker. I think there was a nod from him that he's going to be okay, perhaps just a little winded here. Half an hour into this encounter. It's the University of the Western Cape who lead by a goal to nil, and Silent looking not so hot at the moment. 20 years old, studying law right here in the Cape.
I think he might have had a knee on his waist that Sotiato might have inflicted on him. It's amazing how goalkeepers are allowed to use their knee and everything.
And they get protection from the referee.
And they get extra protection on top of that. You dare use a knee against the keeper as a striker, you'll be booked.
Shikdushe one more time for the University of the Western Cape. It won't be the last time either. Manana, little back heel there. Shikdushe with too much space available. Little curler, and that dips wickedly in front of Sotiato. That's probably the best catch he's made all game.
And the most comfortable one he's made all game. In fact, as you were touching on something earlier, Rocky, that they need to put a bit more pressure, ruffle him a little bit. He seems to be a little bit uncomfortable with aerial balls, crosses, and so on. And if something that UWC, if they have noticed it, they can definitely profit from it.
Through the middle by Mfaketo. Drops it back to Ndamane. No way through for Luduma Nkebe. No panic at all from the University of the Western Cape, and now Josh Silent, who's back on the field of play. Gets a touch on the right-hand side. Mr. Mobara Sule is the assistant referee. Tall man out on the far side of the park. Another tall man, Josh Silent. Pressure persists for the University of the Western Cape. They only lead by 1-0. Looking to double that advantage, and interesting to see how Tulani Nkosi is making a nuisance of himself on the right-hand side after playing on the left for much of the game, and that'll be a free kick to the University of the Western Cape as well. Man down is Dando Ziwele, 25-year-old, doing his postgraduate studies in Bachelor of Commerce Information Technology. Ooh, that's pretty robust.
Yeah, that's pretty robust there from Luther Scott. And in fact, it looked like, I don't know if I think it was Ziwele, he had actually lost the possession of the ball already. And by committing the foul, he allowed UWC to regain possession.
Kibe goes back to Ndamane. Strong play by Marshall Jansen. In October, knocked back by Ntokoza Nyikinya. Still plenty of time to play in this encounter, and University of the Western Cape haven't really created an opportunity for some little while. The ball knocked upfield by Ziwele. With easy pickings for WSU now. Kunzi has been impeded, and the free kick goes to the home side. A little bit of frustration there for Flanati Makaula. In fact, that's a Luto Scotch. So Kunzi takes the free kick himself, looking for the big man, Josh Silent. Nkosi. Cliche moving over onto that right-hand side as well, looking for work. And they have a corner.
Well, Nkosi is some very nippy. He's a very nippy player, very quick on his feet, and he's doesn't need a lot of space to even go around the defender with the ball. And one of the most effective, one of their better, more effective players.
Davis with the header. Just behind him, it was Nklankla Manana, and Sotato is the first to react, and suddenly back with Bonke Mbatlanyana. He's isolated himself a little, and Mbatlanyana still gets the cross away, but protection offered to Rion October.
I think he was trying to look for a corner there.
Long clearance from October, knocked on by Silent. Easy pickings at the back for the centre-back, Nyikinya.
Well, the strategy of that one route football, looking for Silent, has been working quite well for UWC. He's been winning most of the balls that are pumped up into, in the air for him to find the like of Nkosi, the likes of Ishe. It's really worked well for UWC.
And they have a free kick now that'll probably be taken by the fullback Marshall Jansen. Again, the target man will be Josh Silent, but watch out for the second ball, because if it is knocked down by the 20-year-old, and all sorts of things can happen. Shot from the edge of the area by Viglino.
It was very well struck.
Nobody wide on the left-hand side for UWC to run onto that tempting little delivery.
Well, WSU not having the answers for the defensive and I guess overall organization of UWC. They're really well organized, allowing very little space to UWC to play, especially in the midfield. So they're not really able to take, you know, a bit of authority and dominance of this game.
Scotch in the middle, finding Memami. Now there's a really good opportunity, and Mfeketo is so close to finding a teammate. Nkebe, I think, was the closest man to it for the Walter Sisulu University. And all the hard work done by Nkuseli Mfeketo, the 24-year-old.
Well, we spoke about Mfeketo and the way he likes playing at the shoulder of the defense. You can see here, the rest of the defense thought he might be offsides. Spots Nkebe across and tries to play him, but just puts it a little bit too far forward for Nkebe to be able to get to it. I guess silencing his critics who call him selfish.
Silent across to Manana. Goal! On the counter-attack, UWC. Shaka Manana didn't play against Tux. Plays against WSU. Grabs a goal, doubles the lead with 7 minutes to play before half-time.
Well, I'm sure the UWC faithfuls have been, will feel that this has been a long time coming. They've dominated throughout the first half, and not to be rewarded with a second goal will probably be befitting of the performance that they've put up so far. And again, they win those aerial balls. I mean, look at that, beautifully put across, and Sochato absolutely having no chance there.
That was beautifully taken, because he hits it back across the face of goal.
Absolutely.
The keeper finds it difficult to commit himself to making a challenge right there.
And he keeps it low, just under the goalkeeper. Brilliant finish from Manana.
Don't you know, Simba, I'm sure you've been in similar situations. It's a cruel game, because that was a counter-attack after the best move of the match for WSU through Mfeketo and Nkebe. And just a little tickle in front of the goal by Nkebe. The scores could have been 1-1, but it's not. It's 2-0 to UWC.
Well, great observation there, Rocky. It's almost amazing sometimes how, when the one team misses a glorious chance and the opposite happens on the other side.
Davis with a clearance. There's a player down for the University of the Western Cape. It requires medical attentions, hence the throw-in will be delayed a little bit here for Sipasande Matomi. Not for the first time we've seen a UWC player down injured. We saw Josh Silent down a little while ago. 5 minutes to play before first half stoppage time. UWC scoring 2 goals in successive matches. 2 goals against Tux. Good skill by Keenan Davis, and he can score goals too, as he showed with that blistering shot against Ribeiro in the Tux goal last round number 2. Now Sekishe. I'll tell you what, if he'd called it the other way, it could have been problems for Sochato.
It would have definitely been problems. A really great play, confident play. You can see he's a man that's really found his rhythm, and at the moment putting no foot wrong.
Well, right now, if this match had to stop, University of the Western Cape will go to the top of the table. I think that's exactly what our Master of Ceremonies is trying to suggest to the supporters. After having finished in 6th position in both 2013 and 2014, this is a much more rejuvenated UWC side than what we're accustomed to seeing, and We heard from the captain in October that they need 2 victories, he feels, to qualify for the last 4, the semi-finals. Well, this could be the first of them, and another win, well, just makes that a reality, and they might make the semi-finals for the first time. UWC, and the way they play, well, it's not impossible, is it? Started away from home, but then they'll have 3 home matches in a row. 2 against Tuks, 2 goals against WSU at the moment. The next match is against the Vaal University of Technology here, and that is on Monday night. Take advantage of all your home games. Win your home games, draw away. That's normally how it works if you want to win a title or at least get yourself into a semi-final berth in this competition. It's Davis, little dummy from Manana. And Sid Cliche wasn't on the same page that time.
I don't think anybody was on the same page. Great, football, especially from this man. He's, especially after scoring a goal, his confidence would be way up there, and he's just doing all the simple things, but doing them really well.
Pressure on in October, who punches away from Luto Scotch, who's a tall man. First corner kick of the match for the visitors from Umtata. And Kebe goes to the back post. Keeper calls loud and clear. That's the way to do it. It's a long ball as well from him. Tapped away at the back by Dokoso and Yikinya. Space for the left-handed fullback as well. So if the match had to stop right now, this is how the standings would be. University of the Western Cape to the top of the standings, ahead of Puka, VUT, Tuks, Wits, and Tshwane University of Technology. Walter Sisulu University will stay second from bottom, which is not good for the Eastern Cape, because you've got Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University at the bottom of the table, and the Umtata side right rock bottom. But we're not at the end of this match yet, and I'm not sure if Rio in October was unsighted there. Just reacted a little on the late side. So into the final minute of regulation time at the University of the Western Cape Sports Complex. We are in Belleville. University of the Western Cape enjoying a profitable first half. Walter Sisulu University will have a couple of home matches. In fact, they play the defending champions at home, Tuks, and then they play VUT at home in successive matches. This coming Monday and the Monday after, and then away for their last 2 matches of the campaign. And the University of the Western Cape will be at home against VUT, then away home. So yeah, it's a fairly even spread of home matches and away. And when there's 7 matches, you're always going to play either one more home match or one more away match. That's the way it works. Free kick then to the University of the Western Cape. Sid Cliche, the fans love him. Every reason why they should, with that sort of skill.
Oh yeah, he's been definitely the most confident of the lot, and created the first goal, in fact scored the first goal through Sochato's bit of help, but he's been in the middle of all their moves.
Looking for a corner here. Snapped away by Zukan Damane. 2 minutes of time added on by match referee Khotso. The University of the Western Cape quite happy to continue piling on the pressure. Manana brings the crowd to their feet, only for a moment though, because here comes Ludumo Nkebe, left-footed player. Now Scotch, forward by Memami. October reacts quickly, and so does the man behind him, David Morgan.
Well, David Morgan does really well to cover for his goalkeeper, October.
Just 1 minute remaining before we have the half-time whistle here. It's been a very profitable half indeed for the University of the Western Cape. Clearance from Ashwin Kunzi. And that'll be a free kick off Davis. Nice, a left-footed player here, Kevin, don't forget. So he's going to swing this in rather dangerously, and he's got a nice angle too, because it's not too close to the goal line. And the last thing that UWC would want is to give WSU any sort of psychological advantage going into the second half. Big men up front, tapped away though quite comfortably. This is Davis. No foul, says the match referee. That's a good bit of play from the Walter Sisulu University. Ndamane, well, he nearly got caught in possession. In fact, he's caught in possession. Manana scrambled forward by Nyakinya. 2 minutes added on by the referee have elapsed already. Can't get too much time before we have half time here. In fact, he's not going to allow the free kick to even be taken, Mr. Johanne Khotso, because it is half time in Cape Town. University of this Western Cape Sports Complex in Bellville. We've seen 2 goals in the first half. One known goal, the other a little better quality from Manana. Lovely flowing play from the University of the Western Cape, and clearly much work has gone on in the Western Cape since last season and the season before, where they finished in 6th positions in both of the previous campaigns in varsity sports football. So an own goal from Sotiato in the early stages. Manana with a goal 6 minutes before half-time. University of the Western Cape lead over Walter Sisulu University at half-time by 2-0.
Well, it's halfway through this clash at the University of the Western Cape, and as far as the home side is concerned, they certainly do deserve that 2-0 lead. They took the lead in the 16th minute and added the second in the 38th minute to really confirm what we've seen here in this first half, that the home side are comfortable. They look really good on the ball, and certainly those 2 goals, certainly what they deserve at the moment. For the away side, well, they did create a chance, one of a few chances that they created in that first half just before the break, but they didn't convert, and incidentally, that was right before the home side did get their second. So it goes to show that if you don't take your chances, you will get punished. So it is Walter Sisulu University with all to do in that second half as far as the home side is concerned. So far, so good. When we come back from this short break, we're going to give away a few prizes, and also I'll speak to 1 or 2 really important people as far as the UWC is concerned. We'll be back right after this.
was a good half for the University of the Western Cape, who forced the goalkeeper Tando Satyato into making a huge mistake, and then grabbed another goal through Manana after a wonderful play from Sikushe, and also Josh Silent playing his part. In the early stages of the match, it was the University of the Western Cape causing all sorts of problems, and early opportunity there for Tapelo Sikushe, playing the attacking midfield role, and a wonderful little knock forward by Josh Silent. First time volley, very good indeed.
And it bounces just before the goalkeeper, who does really well to get down and may have a strong hand on it to keep it away.
Well then, from the resultant corner kick, Sikushe himself, off the keeper, Sotiato, looking for a scapegoat. Well, I'll tell you what, there wasn't any. This is a great angle to see it from. Yeah, you only got yourself to blame there, haven't you?
Absolutely, he gets two hands on it. You can see both hands are on the ball, and it comes out of his hands into the back of the net.
Well, the pressure didn't end quite there. This is Viglino. Delightful little ball through the middle, and Silent looking for an opportunity. And this is a curler that nearly found the top right-hand corner from a man who scored against Tuks, and that's Keenan Davis.
Well, Sochato in this case does really well. I mean, Silent has been such a, important part of every attack. Keenan Davis here curls a beautiful top corner effort that Sochato deals with quite effectively.
Well, Sochato did have a couple of decent touches, but overall he didn't look all that convincing. And then the ball was knocked forward here by Tando Ziwele. And so much space available for Manana. Squeezes it past Sochato for the second goal of the match. Absolute delight for his opening goal of the campaign, the 22-year-old BCom student.
Yeah, very good ball part, played across the face of goal there by Nkosi. And Manana does, everything so perfectly. Gets a full and perfect touch on the ball, past Sochato, and he enjoys that.
Absolutely, so terrific display from the University of the Western Cape. Obviously, Sulu University did have a couple of opportunities, but just look at how much pressure was exerted by the UWC. 55% possession, and look at the amount of attempts that they made. Well, the wing play from the left and the right, quite prolific from both sides, to be perfectly honest. It's down the middle where the UWC side have absolute dominance.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, upstairs. And it is 2-0 to the home side, the University of the Western Cape. And I did mention before the break that I'd be giving away a prize or two, and I'm joined now by Jay Jacobs, who's our Debonairs Pizza football freestyler. Quite a freestyler he is. I saw him doing his thing there. Jada, thank you so much for joining me. What exactly were you asked to do for you to win this prize?
They just asked us to do a couple of tricks, get the crowd on our side and things, and that's all. Yeah.
Now, you look like someone who does play football. You do play football, I imagine?
Yes, I do.
For what club?
Local club, Strampton.
Now, if I were to challenge you to a freestyle off right now, and I took off my suit and I made you look bad, what would you say?
Well done.
Well, you know what? For that, you certainly do deserve your prize. You win yourself a 100 Rand voucher from Debonairs. Congratulations once more.
Thanks.
Well, that is Jay Jacobs there, our freestyler for the evening. Now I'm joined by Dr. Vivian Lavak. I'm sure I do say that right. And she's the Academic Deputy Vice-Chancellor here at the University of the Western Cape. Doctor, thank you so much for joining me. And now we know that the University of the Western Cape as a sporting fraternity are really good. They don't need any introduction. But as an academic institution, what are the standards that UWC set?
We set very high standards for academics as well as holistic development of our students, of which sport is a very important part.
And now it must be quite pleasing for you to see the vibe here, the fans here coming out to see UWC play, and of course the chance that UWC could be top of the log after this evening.
The atmosphere is absolutely electric in here. So lovely to see all the learners from the neighboring schools, and we are going to win.
And as far as getting the balance is concerned, you spoke about the fact that academically you guys set the standard as well, but there has to be a balance, hasn't it, between the sport and the academic side?
There's absolutely academics first, but sports plays such an important role. And you can't just be on the one side and not feed the other part as well.
And what do you think is going to happen in that second half? How many more goals is UWC going to score?
2 more.
2 more.
2 more.
Well, she says certainly thinks 2 more goals are going to be scored. Thank you so much for joining me, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
That is Dr. Vivian Lavak there, who is the Academic Deputy Vice Chancellor here at the University of the Western Cape. Well, the home side, they lead by 2-0. What will happen in that second half? We can only wait and see. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, it's the second half between UWC and the Walter Sisulu University.
Back to the UWC Sports Complex in Bellville, where the home side are leading over WSU by 2-0, an own goal, and the Manana strike just 6 minutes before half-time. Referee Johanne Gotto will get us underway for the second half of what has been a very entertaining encounter so far, with the University of the Western Cape showing some wonderful skill out there in the middle of the park so far. An opportunity early on for WSU, who no doubt are going to throw everything plus the kitchen sink at their hosts tonight in order to try and get themselves back on level terms. There's a lot of work to do for the side that have found themselves under great pressure, and the reason for that is because we've had wonderful consolidation up front and great skill from a player called Tapela Seklushe. We've had Ntlantla Manana, Tulani Nkosi from the left and the right hand side, Josh Silent there as well, Viglino in the middle of the park. It really has been a wonderful team effort so far. Tight at the back, Flair up front. UWC really do look quite decent side.
Well, they look very, very decent and very confident as well. They've really made this a fortress for themselves. and you know, the VUT calling their venue the Slaughterhouse. I think they will envy the kind of work that UWC does at their home ground.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't seen VUT in action just yet, but I'm sure we'll get a view of them before the end of this campaign. No changes made by either Sali Adams or Alfred Kundu, the coach of the Walter Sisulu University, coming to the second half. Offside flag goes up against Manana.
Well, Manana is not prepared to take the foot off the pedal, clearly.
Just as we saw in the beginning of the first half, both teams coming out and playing with flair, playing with pace, looking for those openings. The opening goal of the match only came in the 19th minute from that spill by Sotiato over his own goal line. 2 minutes into the second half. Man in your picture is Ntukozo Nyakinya, 24-year-old accounting student. Such a big balance in life, and life is about balance and opportunity. The balance between your sporting activities and those academic ones when you are at a place of learning. No way through on that occasion for Nklinati Makaula. Another throw into the Walter Sisulu University. Salanati Makaula, 19-year-old, left on at fullback and into the middle of the park with him Paketo, arguably the best player on the park for the Walter Sisulu University. Forward by Matomi. And easily defended by Kunzi and Davis, although the two of them just seem to not quite have the communication of who was going to make the clearance. I think Davis got in the way of Kunzi. He's a left-footed player. Davis this time relies on Kunzi to make the clearance behind him, and then Davis obliges with the final touch up towards Manana. A little bit belabored clearance, and ball falling to Nkebe, who comes on into the second half wearing a long sleeve shirt because conditions outside have got just a little chilly.
Well, Cape Town has a tendency of sort of having this deceitful weather that you think is warm until the sun goes down, and then there's this freeze all of a sudden that just, you know, if you didn't prepare yourself with a jersey or something, you may find yourself with a couple of cold sores in a day or two.
Well, it might be cold outside. I wonder how hot it was in Parliament this afternoon, because we were on the plane with several members of the ruling party, and then there was a certain Julius Malema who was on the plane with us and had a chat to him. And of course, question 6 was up for grabs in Parliament today, but let's stick to the football. This is one of the seats of Parliament. Of course, we have the capital, Pretoria, Tshwane, who is also the other seat, 6 months up and 6 months down, parliamentarians, and question and answer session today by the president. Good save that from Sotiato, looking a bit more confident here in the second half. Big hitter from Kunzi. Last thing that the University of the Western Cape would want to do is to get themselves into trouble and concede a goal to the Walter Sisulu University. But I must say it's a little more purposeful from WSU. And what's even better, they seem to be just finding each other better. They playing closer to each other. The passing game is a little shorter, which seems to be giving them a bit more momentum.
And that's exactly what they need to do. These long passes that they were trying in the first half were clearly not working, and they were losing quite a lot of possession and quite easily.
Good play again here by Makaula and company. That's a foul by the University of the Western Cape, and it looks like some medical treatment might be required as well for the man from Umtata.
Well, Janssen here desperately trying to recover possession from Salanati, and you can see, I mean, he's all over him, wrestling him down, and well, he seems to have knocked him on the head, earning himself a yellow card, Janssen.
First time the referee has gone to the pocket so far in tonight's performance. watchful Rion October. 22 fouls over the course of the match so far. Just the one yellow card. Really good opportunities of that sort of nature. You really do have to make them count when you're in a position trailing by 2-0, and Mikinia not able to do that. It's really disappointing, actually.
Yeah, he'll certainly be disappointed with that. Everybody had gone up, and you know, all the tall and the aerially strong players were in the box for a ball to just sail way over the bar.
University of the Western Cape have been just a little cautious coming into the second half, and it would be no great surprise, I don't think, because Sali Adams, the coach, would have said to them, look, Walter Sisulu University, they've got nothing further to lose than trailing by 2-0. They're going to come out, they're going to come hard. Well, let's just be a little watchful, and then we can pick it up from maybe 10-15 minutes into the second period and try and create a third goal and give ourselves a really good cushion. Whatever was said to Sotiato seems to have worked as well, because he's made a couple of good catches in the second half, confident catches. One under pressure, that one not as much under pressure, but still grabbed it without letting it drop at his feet, as he did on 3 occasions during the first half. Bench players warming up for the Walter Sisulu University. Sukon Yami's in there, Kobane Machi as well. A couple of other players to look out for. Benati Ngaka, who scored against the Northwest University. Yasid Cliche, who's been a little quiet in the second half so far, but perhaps working to instructions. Davis knocks it down the touchline. Good cover from Sipasane Matomi. Quickly getting the ball back into play though, UWC. Knocked back by Badlanyano, who incidentally had a birthday 2 days ago, where he turned 22 years old. That's probably communication in the nick of time between Kunzi and October, because sometimes the defender will be so close that he knocks it either too softly and a defender comes in between them, or the attacker, or he knocks it too hard and the keeper can't find his way back to the goal, and it ends up going into the back of the net. So good communication between Kunzi and October.
Absolutely, a very good piece of defending there from Kunzi, because that could have easily ended up in the back of the net.
Both sides have been caught offside twice in this encounter. So Kluche will continue his work with Nhlanhla Manana off that left-hand side. University of the Western Cape leading by 2-0. One scored by the good fortune of Sotiato making a terrible hash of things, and the other through good play. Flick on from Silent. Manana making no mistake. Really quality goal, because he didn't panic. He got himself in space and he just saw exactly where the spot was and just curled it underneath the advancing Tando Sotiato. That man's been impressive as well. Davis as well as Ashwin Kunzi. Nicely balanced setup here down at the University of the Western Cape. Marshall Jansen over the head of Silent.
Now that's the strategy that worked for them in the first half, looking for Silent and you know, putting those balls in the air for him to compete for, and he's been very effective in winning them.
Tulani and Kosi was mighty effective off the left-hand side before Tapelasu Kluche went wide with Manana, and that seemed to work rather nicely. Zuwele can't find a way through, and again, as we saw in the beginning of the first half, the Walter Sisulu University packed the midfield. They were able to come away with the ball and frustrate the University of the Western Cape. Hence, they started playing the ball wider and wider, and you didn't see too much going through the middle. I'm talking about the early stages of the first half, because clearly that graphic before half-time showed that it was pretty equal between the two sides as far as flank play was concerned. But through the middle of the park, UWC were pretty dominant going into half-time.
And one thing that WSU will want to look at is to open the game up a little bit to ensure that, like even right now, it's only that for the viewer, we can't see the rest of the field.
October makes the save, but it was offside against WSU, who had so many numbers forward.
Absolutely, and they're all on the right-hand side. There's completely no one on the left-hand side. And should someone, peel off and try and exploit the space that has been left on the left-hand side, they can be able to, get something out of their attacks. But if they're all going to crowd on one side, it's very difficult, especially playing against a very organized team like UWC. You have to open up the game a little bit.
Yeah, certainly going to have to do that as they visiting side make a couple of meters up the far side touchline. Again, it will be Matomi who will get the ball into the field of play. Cliche with a little touch in there as well. And of course, he seems to have drifted over onto that left-hand side for the University of the Western Cape. And all of the play at the moment is up against the far side touchline.
Absolutely, and there's completely no one on this side of the field. Our viewer at home would appreciate what we are touching on right now if they could be able to see the rest of the field.
No, it's quite incredible because, it's almost like they're playing half pitch, but not half pitch as you'd normally have with one half of the pitch played. It's almost like they've dissected the pitch right down the middle of it from one goalpost to the other. They're playing on one side. Yeah, it's quite incredible. I'm sure you know what we mean. Nkosi with a bit of space here. Still in Nkosi. It's a good clearance from Nyakinya.
UWC attacking with such ease and finding space behind, the WSU defense.
Josh Silent. Oh, he lays it off between two attacking players, but Manana still with ideas. Short-lived ideas at that. Kunzi not taking any chances. Finds Keenan Davis. Yeah, for me what's interesting is that the University of the Western Cape, although they just have a slightly more defensive mindset here at the early stages of the second half, the pace in which they can turn defense into attack is pretty mind-blowing.
Oh, absolutely, and they are expecting WSU to attack them, and you can see the plan now is to say, okay, let's try and soak in the pressure, invite them forward so that they can leave spaces at the back that we can exploit.
As Nkosi one more time. Not quite step overs, but effective anyway. Viclino. And now an opportunity for Jansen. Oh, the ball switching around so easily, and I must say, Walter Sisulu University not panicking. They really quite organised there with Zuko and Damane dropping back to make the save, and now it's Mpiketo. You can never take your eyes off this man. I tell you what, it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't score before the end of this encounter.
Well, he's been very tireless and very resilient, very forceful player.
And here he is with another opportunity, and I almost thought he was going to go directly for goal. Kunzi with quite an easy clearance. Silent applying some pressure on Nyakinya. Kunzi one more time. Good play by Manana, but they've given it away at the University of the Western Cape. Nobody there to punish them. And a stop and turn here from Nkosi. And a foul from Slanla Nati Makahula, and the referee not wanting any more of that, please.
Well, it seemed like a fairly fair challenge. It didn't go through the man. He just slid for the ball and won it cleanly.
Yeah, it seemed rather innocuous from up here. But maybe the referee didn't like that little nibbling at the ankles of the University of the Western Cape winger. Now, what's Kunzi up to? Just over the halfway line. Davis, this will be disappointed. Oh, the keeper make a mistake there, because it's been given as a corner. Sotiato needs to focus a bit harder than that, I fancy.
It seems the assistant ref felt that it might have curled outside and came back in, and thereby giving the corner.
This time it's easy for Sotiato, as Walter Sisulu University have players back behind the ball. And Paqueta offside. One thing that Walter Sisulu University appear not to have is the same sort of pace that the University of the Western Cape have, and that's probably one of the reasons why they're not playing strictly counter-attack football. With the exception of Paqueta, they don't seem to have the pace to be able to trouble the likes of Jansen, Morgan, Kunzi and Davis at the back. And all the while, I think they're being a little cautious not to expose themselves while allowing too much space for the likes of Cliché, Silent and Nkosi. Here is Cliché. De Viglinho not finding a way through. Sotiato confident in front of Silent. Nice turn from Tando Ziwele. Silent, persistent, almost as skips his way through the defence. The danger's not over yet, because here is Cliché. Viglinho, two players committed to him, allows a little bit of space here for Tulani Nkosi. They are going to have the first substitution of the match, and it's an interesting one too, because the goal scorer, Nklanhla Manana, is going to come off, and Chad Smith is going to come on as a substitute, a 19-year-old studying sports science in his second year of education at the University of the Western Cape. Chad Smith is on for Nklanhla Manana, and he drops across to that left-hand side almost immediately. In the meantime, Viglinho goes wide.
Well, that could have gone anywhere, and I don't think Sotiato would have been able to get to it. Well, it's a throw-in, and a good flick there from Silent. And Viglinho unleashes a great shot, and in fact it gets a deflection, a clear deflection.
Yeah, I thought it was a deflection too when it initially happened, but wasn't going to go and jump all over the assistant referee. Quite rightly so, though. Big deflection off the bottom of the arm. October covers well at the near post. So, Sadi Adams with the first change of the game. I wonder if Alfred Kundu is going to make a change to cover that. Does look like there's a bit of movement on the bench of the Walter Sisulu University. And the man who's warming up is the man who was left out of the starting lineup, and Kobane Machi. Over enthusiastic challenge that time, and on Tukosi in Kenya. Been busy tonight in Kenya.
Absolutely, and great pace here showed by Cliché. Stays on his feet and sees Kenya hitting the ground there, but referee deciding that Cliché has exerted a little bit too much power.
So heading up towards 20 minutes played in the second half of this encounter. University of the Western Cape still leading by 2-0. This is Nkebe asking a bit from Luto Scotch. Easy for October. Still a long way to play, 25 minutes, as once again it's Ashwin Kunzi. Davis, a touch for Chad Smith, his first, and some good pace with a fresh set of legs. Smith looks like a right-footed player out on the left-hand side, which does have its benefits. Davis not able to control the possession. Walter Sisulu University will remove Ledumo Nkebe, the left-footed midfielder, from the park, and bring on Kobane Machi, the 22-year-old IT student in his third year of studies in Umtata. And a bit of a cheer from the local supporters because there was movement off the bench of the University of the Western Cape as well, and obviously one of their favourite players has gone to warm up. There's the possession stats. University of the Western Cape well in charge of this one as far as time on the ball is concerned. 12 goal attempts in 3/4 of the match. That's impressive. 7 on target.
Oh, very, very impressive. And it's certainly paid dividends.
There's an opportunity. Oh, great save from October. Offside flag up against Scotch, but a great moment for the Walter Sisulu University. Kunzi has got some trouble of his own here. He might have been caught in the face by the attacking Walter Sisulu University striker, but really good play from the side from Umtata right there.
Well, really good play here. And, well, that's the infringement that the referee saw. But Rion October had that well covered. Good save.
Yeah, Luto Scotch with a very good back header. Good skill with that. They're facing the wrong way at the back header. Oh, isn't something you practice every day. So, University of the Western Cape down to 10 men. They're missing one of their centre-backs, and an important one too. A 21-year-old economic development student in his debut year of studies here at UWC. Halfway through the second half, Walter Sisulu University with some work to do, and again Nkosi making the running. Shiklushe, step over, can't find Silent.
In fact, I think Silent should have made sure that he gets there. You can see your man is going to probably, put that ball in there. There's only one place it could go. In front of the defender that was putting him under pressure. It could only go to that near post. That anticipation is very, very important for a striker to be able to be consistent in goal scoring.
Interesting to see that Mfaketo has moved over to the right-hand side of attack. Still seems to be the only player alongside of Luto Scotch, who's playing a little better in the second half in comparison to the first. But really, Mfaketo still remains to be the only player showing great promise. Now, Chad Smith once again, it's gone in! Well, that's what they were looking for, a third goal. And it's been converted by Tulani Nkosi. Well, too much space offered, too much respect for Walter Sisulu University. Tulani Nkosi grabs his first of the campaign. And Sokiato beaten for the third time.
Well, indeed, beaten for the third time. I think, a lot of credit must go to this man, Silent. Look at that flick there. And finding Chad Smith, who does really well to be able to look up and not just cross the ball. He just has that quick look up, sees Nkosi, and who makes no mistake. Takes it so well, Rocky, in that you could see the only way for him to put it past the keeper was to toe poke it, and does exactly that, and a great goal.
But really careless defending from the Walter Sisulu University. When you've got that much time, 6 yards in front of the goalkeeper to stop, turn and touch, it's just not on.
Absolutely, Rock. And when you're 2-0 down, you have to be very aggressive in protecting your goalkeeper and protecting anything in and around the box.
University of the Western Cape lead by 3-0. The biggest scoreline of the competition so far. Will take them to the top of the table unless there's a dramatic turnaround of fortunes in the last 20 minutes. And just to confirm for you that Piwa Kukle Umpanala, the 20-year-old Bachelor of Education student in his second year of education here in the Western Cape, has come on for Josh Silent. So a new man up front before Sali Adams making his second substitution. Well, he's at the nail in the coffin of WSU, conceding 3 goals against Tshwane University of Technology on the 27th of July. It's conceding another 3 here today. Really not going to do the goal average any good. The goal difference will slip down to a -4 as there's a decent free kick that was slotted in there, and a good save by Rion October.
Well, Togoto Nikinya actually saw that Rion October had stood, was standing a little bit too far.
Another opportunity flashes across the face of goal from Luto Scotch.
Well, it was a really great effort. Good turn, protects the ball really well, sets himself up to take a shot, and could have gone anywhere. I don't think Leon October would have been able to save that had it found that top corner where it was destined to.
Well, a couple of good individual opportunities coming for the Walter Sisulu University, but on the night really have come up against a better side. First touch then for Piwokukle and Palala. Viglinho. Tulani, of course, that's a really nice touch. And fouled by Nikinya.
Well, UWC fans certainly found their voice, and getting behind their side, and I'm sure looking at that scoreline, they'll be very proud of their side.
They didn't want to concede any more goals here, the Walter Sisulu University, and they're not going to from that effort. It's just over the crossbar from Suklushe. He's played his part. I do sometimes find with Suklushe that he's much more dominant in the first half than he's during the second. In the second half, yeah, he works hard in the middle of the park, but not without the flair that we see during the first 45 minutes. And I wonder sometimes if he doesn't quite have the fitness to carry him through 90 minutes of football at that sort of pace, or whether he needs to maybe pace himself a little better. Nonetheless, his contribution is absolutely terrific, and that's the reason why.
Well, absolutely. The one thing, though, that is very about being a skillful player, it takes actually quite a lot of energy, and it's very draining to do the kinds of things that he does, and hence he tends to kind of fade in the second half, and something that perhaps he needs to look at and ensure that he can make his contribution for the whole 90 minutes.
Peter Scotch and Kobani Machi continue to apply pressure for the Walter Sisulu University, who would love to get onto the score sheet tonight, at least for a consolation goal, if nothing else, because time is running away rather swiftly at the University of the Western Cape. This is Scotch. Good play by Viglinho. Little touch as well for Palala. Tilani and Kosi. Look, Viglinho has pushed a little further forward as well. Doesn't quite come up with a touch. In fact, that was Chad Smith. Now, a quick counter-attack here from Mfeketo. Still, they continue to be persistent. But there's no way through on that occasion either for the Walter Sisulu University. Mfeketo now waiting just near the penalty spot. Machi on the turn, blocked by Kunzi. Davis scrambles it away. And Bandlayana trying to do all he can to get that ball into the penalty area. Now they're opting for the long throw here. The Walter Sisulu University. Super Sunday Matomi. Always look for the flick on here, and it comes courtesy of Kunzi. Well, that's a rather intriguing little flick away by Keenan Davis. The pressure is building from Walter Sisulu University. You've got to be careful not to be caught on the counter. And offside against UWC, so applying pressure up front and then doing well at the back as well. Walter Sisulu University looking at a better side suddenly, but they make a change, their second of the match, and they'll bring on Odwalose. Giving his bio on the match pack, but he's going to come on for the man who turned 22 just 2 days ago, Badlanyana. Badlanyana was playing down the right-hand side. In fact, it's not. It's Kalanati and Kaula who makes way. He was playing on the left fullback side. Good ball in, and oh, that's drifted into the back of the net. Oh, it looked like an innocuous cross off the right-hand side by the Walter Sisulu University, but they'll claim it. Looks like Memami has got that one, and Rian October won't be happy. No clean sheet for the 23-year-old tonight.
Well, certainly no clean sheet for Rian October, and it seemed like just an innocent cross that was being played over here, and can see he was definitely looking for his teammates in the box, but takes it really well to beat Rian October in his far post. We have seen quite a number of those sailing into the back of the net.
Yeah, I think it was actually the right-sided fullback Sipasande Matome who batted that one into the net, and yeah, one of the stranger goals that we'll see. And it all comes from the pressure that was being exerted by the Walter Sisulu University, and great credit for them. Good passage of play.
Yeah, certainly a good positive play, and at least something to show for their efforts.
Another opportunity here. That goes wide of the target from Viglino. Only 5 goals in the first week, 11 goals in the second. We're up to 10 goals in the third week of action in varsity sport football for 2015. Good bit of focus there from David Morgan. Still an opportunity for Odwa Lose. Certainly have adapted a never say die attitude here at the Walter Sisulu University. And they back in themselves, they're throwing numbers forward. They've got a couple of big fellas up front now in Nkobane Machi, in Luto Scotch, the new man Odwa Lose, the pretty big man in his own right. That's a good challenge from Morgan.
Well, there's a renewed urgency about WSU. You can see the clock is winding down, and after scoring that one goal, their confidence will be coming back up, and they'll be hoping to make something on this corner.
There'll be another in-swinging corner, high and handsome to the back post, and pressure being exerted by Marshall Jansen. Goal kick it'll be to Rian October. Man that was causing the pressure was the captain, Zwide Kumalo.
You know, one thing that WSU has going for them is they've got quite a number of tall, big players that can actually challenge, you know, quite effectively aerially, and something that they haven't been able to use, you know, to maximum effect. And perhaps as they go back to the drawing board, it's one of the things they can look into to ensure that, you know, their set pieces can be used optimally.
Yeah, certainly that's going to be the case. It doesn't help if they get caught offside, as the University of the Western Cape continue just to be very vigilant at the back. So away by Rian October. Still plenty of time remaining here. 10.5 minutes. Nicely kept in play. A chance for Smith, and good punch away by Sotiato. That was a very important intervention in front of Mpalala. Again, Smith making all the running. Back to Davis.
Well, a very important intervention indeed by Sotiato earlier. And EWC continue the free-flowing attacks, and looking very, very good in that last third.
Yeah, they certainly do. Down is Marcello Viglino, the 23-year-old, studying sports science in his third year of studies. Both sides have made 2 changes in the match so far, and Viglino seems to be in a spot of bother. It really has been an entertaining match tonight. Marcello Viglino playing in the holding midfield alongside of Thando Ziwele. Ziwele perhaps just a little further behind Viglino, who has had some wonderful opportunities to push forward on the attack with the likes of Nkosi and Tepelo Klushe.
Yeah, that would definitely be the reason why
Well, substitution is called by the team doctor here, and it didn't really look as if he'd gone down too heavily after the challenge from Kuselium Fiketo. But he's in a spot of bother here. Is the number 9, so we could have the injury-induced final substitution for Solly Adams. And there is the man who grabs perhaps a consolation goal, Sipasande Matoni. It's the right-sided fullback. Now, whether it was intentional, whether it was a cross come shot, or whether it was just meant to be a cross, only he'll be able to tell us. Of course, it was intended to be a goal.
Well, he'll be very glad with the outcome, and for him to be seen, on the score sheet as well. You don't often see, your right backs or your full backs on the score sheets. Something that Keegan might not agree with. He's got a brilliant goal against Tuks.
Well, we still have that injury problem to Marcello Viglino, and they being very careful with the midfielder. Seems to be on the right-hand side, either the ankle or the knee. That's problematic. It looks more like the knee. Viglino doesn't look happy at all, does he? In the meantime, Walter Sisulu University look as if they're going to make their final change. Yeah, he'll receive some good medical attention in the Western Cape. So this is going to be Lunga Nkula, the 23-year-old accounting student, who's going to come on for Bonke and Badlanyana. Down the right-hand side, we'll see where Nkula slots in. Fresh pair of legs, seems to have slotted onto the left flank, Nkula. That'll probably release Lose onto the right-hand side. So off goes Marcello Viglino to receive his medical attention. In the meantime, we wait for the University of the Western Cape to make their final change. So 7 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Mubin Mokri, the 22-year-old BCom student, is warming up for UWC to take the place of Marcello Viglino. We will have a couple of minutes of stoppage time added on at the end of this encounter. There's no doubt about that. Play seems to have deteriorated a little. It's just becoming a little tired out there. Almost similar to what we saw between Mamelodi Sundowns and Bloemfontein Celtic yesterday. Mubin Mokri is 22 years old, third-year student here at the University of the Western Cape. And here is Tulani Nkosi. Still Tulani Nkosi! He was falling over, didn't stop him from taking the shot because he sensed Sotiato maybe left a little bit of space off his line. It's quite adventurous.
Well, that's the new man, Mokri. Well, of course, he should have stayed on his feet. He had plenty of time to be able to gather his balance and ensure that he can be able to make a clear decision whether he's crossing that ball or he's taking a shot. But either option was actually at his disposal for him to, cause maximum damage in that situation there.
We've seen some good resilience from the Walter Sisulu University during the second half, in which they were able to grab that consolation goal through Matoni. Peketo finds Machi. The danger is averted. And that's the new man that's come on, Mubin Mokri. Probably more a defensive substitution than an attacking one from the coach. Forward by Mokri again as he gets back-to-back touches. 5 minutes in stoppage time, separating the University of the Western Cape from going to the top of the table in Varsity Sports Football 2015. Regulation-ish sort of say for Rio in October. Tidied up by Ntokozo Nyikinya one more time as he links up with the Zwide Kubalo. It's all very much going according to plan for Sally Adams. UWC will be very happy indeed. It's such a wonderful atmosphere always down here in Belleville. And that's a very strong challenge indeed. It could have very well been from Atomi, the goal scorer. In fact, it's not. It's Ntikozo Nyakina. He's had a good game in Nyakina, I felt. And he picks up a yellow card for a very industrial challenge indeed. No argument from the centre-back.
Well, he certainly worked his socks off throughout the game, and unfortunately beaten by quite a number of moments of brilliance from UWC.
Kapela Kushe looking to rub salt into the wounds of the visiting Walter Sisulu University side, looking for the flick on off the crossbar, or was it off the side of the goal? Not a bad effort at all from the central defender Ashwin Kunzi, looking for his first goal in Varsity Cup for this season. He nearly gets it as well. Flicked on by Mfeketo. Still Mfeketo. Poached away almost by Mbokri. The fans are going to cheer every touch now with time running out for the Walter Sisulu University, whose next match, by the way, is at home against the University of Pretoria Tuks, the defending two-time champions. They'll be playing at home. WSU, University of the Western Cape, will be at home as well against another newcomer, the Vaal University of Technology, who had that great victory over the Tshwane University of Technology at home by 3-0. So that could be a very interesting encounter as well. Ball knocked forward by Jansen. University of the Western Cape doing the right thing by wanting to finish the match on the attack and not allow anything from the Walter Sisulu University. On throw from Khumalo. It looked like a handball, nothing from the referee. Forward by Scotch. And an opportunity to run by Lunga and Kula. It's a foul from Jansen. Jansen looks very surprised indeed. It's on a yellow card already. Jansen will have to go here, surely. Yeah, Jansen's got his second yellow card. The referee suddenly realizes that it's a second and he's reaching for the red card. Where is it? It's here somewhere. I knew I had it. No, I can't find it yet. Hold on a sec. Yes, there it is. It's normally in the top pocket, isn't it?
I've seen other referees putting it in their back pocket. I'm not sure if this warranted a yellow card, and unless the referee, had forgotten that you'd already booked him. Well, a yellow card is a yellow card, even if it's a second yellow, he should get it. But I'm not entirely convinced that this warranted a second yellow.
Well, second yellow it is, and Marshall Jansen has to take the disappointing walk down to the dressing room. I don't think it's going to make any difference to the scoreline, but UWC are down to 10 men. 35 goals on the day. And no way through from the free kick for the Walter Sisulu University. We are in the final minutes of regulation time. 4 yellow cards and a red. Away by Davis. And the University of the Western Cape will just have to consolidate matters at the back now. Maybe drop one of their holding midfielders. In fact, Tando Ziwele will probably drop back into defence as we go into stoppage time in Belleville. 4 minutes of time has been added on by the match official, so 4 more minutes remaining. University of the Western Cape leading by 3-1. It seems inconceivable that the Walter Sisulu University will score 2 goals in 4 minutes, but stranger things have happened in football, and if they do grab another goal right now, then they'd pour the pressure on their hosts for tonight. And forget it is the first meeting between these two sides. That flick on will go wide of the goal of Rion October, and they appeal for the corner, quite rightly so. Any sort of set piece around that penalty area is going to cause a little bit of concern for October and his defensive structure without Jansen at the moment. It does look as if the University of the Western Cape has done enough to win this encounter and go top of the table. Already 1 minute of the stoppage time has elapsed, another 3 remaining. Both sides at home in their next fixtures, and really it's going to be interesting to see how matters pan out after round 4. But after round 3 it's going to be UWC above Northwest University at the top, and Walter Sisulu University and Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University at the bottom of the table as the Eastern Cape sides continue to struggle.
Well, UWC has really done well in their last 2 games, especially a crucial win against the defending champions. Has really set them up as, you know, and would have done a great deal of good for their confidence as well, and set them up to be right at the top and be the team to beat, actually.
Yeah, I think if the University of the Western Cape do go into the semi-finals, that they'd look back on that Tuks match as the catalyst to getting them there. Rio in October with not his best moment.
Well, with such a bumpy pitch and a back pass like that, it's always dangerous actually it's always risky in fact for a defender to pass directly to the goal. In case if he missed that, could have been in the back of the net.
Tommy's already scored one, looking for a second. Header over the top.
Well, this is exactly what I was referring to, Rocky, about the aerial power of this WSU side. They can actually use that to a great effect, as they did in that particular case. But they just have to make sure that they always find, you know, the target.
Well, the referee's blown a minute early because 4 minutes were signalled. We've only played 3 in stoppage time. It doesn't matter anyway, because the University of the Western Cape will celebrate back-to-back victories, back-to-back losses for Walter Sisulu University. And both times they've lost by 3 goals to 1. But on the night there will be some good reflection from UWC and Walter Sisulu University back to the drawing board before their meeting with Tuks at home in just a couple of days' time. Seems a good flair from both sides. Mfeketo, certainly the standout player for the Walter Sisulu University. Sikrishe, Silent, Viglino, and Nkosi Manana. All very much flair players for the University of the Western Cape. No clean sheet for Rio in October tonight, but they've done a good job, assisted by the own goal from Sotiato, goals from Manana and Nkosi, and the victory to UWC by 3 goals to 1.
Well, 3-1 is hard end here at the University of the Western Cape. A very good win from the home side, winning by 3 goals to 1 and going to the top of varsity football 2015 after 3 rounds. I'm joined now by the man of the match, Thulani Mkosi, from the home side. And Thulani, a very good game from you. Happy with your own performance?
I must say I'm very happy with my performance. I think I worked really hard today, and I'm going to get everything I had for the team, and I think it paid off eventually.
Now, what does the coach tell you to go out and do? Because you looked to have really enjoyed yourself out there.
Well, basically, we just have to go give our best performance and, work on what we did at training, and then if implement properly, and then it's going to work for us. And I think it worked well for us tonight.
And now, what does it mean to be top of the table after 3 rounds of varsity football?
Well, I think it means it's just more pressure on us because teams are going to come gunning at us now. So I think from now on, we must just work harder and just try to maintain our place at the top.
Well, congratulations for being our man of the match. You win yourself 2,000 Rand, and it is Umvuisi Homeboy Mkugela, the branch manager of FNB at Makaza, handing over the prize. Well, that is our man of the match. They're talking about the fact that the pressure is going to be on them to go on and win the competition now that they are top of the table. I'm now joined by our Samsung super striker, Marcelo Manana. Is it Marcelo or Marcelo?
Manana.
Nhlanhla Manana. Well, Nhlanhla Manana, you are a super striker for today. Just take us through your own performance today. Did you enjoy yourself out there?
Yeah, I did enjoy my performance today. I would like to thank the coach for giving me the opportunity to play today. It's been rough. We've been preparing for this game. We expected to win this game, and yeah, thanks for the boys. Thanks for the effort, and then we congratulations to the coach for giving us the effort to push us more, and then yeah, thanks for the supporters that they came all in numbers here. we appreciate them. We hope to do best in next time game.
Now you speak about the fans. It's 2 wins and 2 at home for you guys now. I'm sure you want to continue with that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like this win like gave us that spirit to go more. Like it gave us the next game we're gonna go there with a heads up. Again, now I believe that we are number 1 on the log standings, and yeah, we're not gonna take this. This will just build our confidence to going forward. But yeah, I just would like to congratulate the guys and thanks for the effort that you bring in, and then thanks for the support. Without them, we are nothing.
Congratulations for being our super striker. You can grab your prize there from Samsung, being handed over by Mandla Kakayi, who's the UWC Director of Sport. So UWC, the big winners, but the visitors this evening not quite going the way that you would have planned for it to go. What went wrong out there?
But we didn't play according to our plan. We allowed them to play their normal football game. So I think Leonto Leo is Chanel anyway.
So how do you guys recover from a defeat like this? I mean, it's 2 defeats in a row now. What happens going forward?
I think we'll have to go back to our drawing back. I mean, it's not nice to lose on 2 games in a row, but we have to go back and dig deep, and hopefully we're going to win our next game.
Unfortunately, you guys didn't get the 3 points this evening, but I'm sure going forward you'll be picking up some wins. Good luck.
Thank you.
That is the losing captain. They're talking about the fact that things didn't really go as planned this evening, but a man who should be happy with his team's performance is Rion October. Rion, thank you for joining me. Another game at home, another 3 points.
Yeah, you know, we've been working hard this week. We obviously wanted to be on top by the end of this week. We've achieved that now. I just hope that the boys can keep the momentum going on our way, and hopefully we can be in the semi-finals in the next 2-3 weeks. So,
what do you think you guys did well this evening?
I think we put most of the chances away that we did created. You know, that's what the coach has been stressing all along. It came together, everything worked for us tonight. I'm very happy about that. So yeah.
And of course, it's only 3 rounds into the competition, but top of the table sounds pretty good.
It does sound good, especially when everybody calls you the underdog. You know, they're at the top now. But yeah, as I said, hopefully we can stay there for the next 2 or 3 weeks in the semi-finals. So primary goal. So hopefully we can achieve that this year.
Well, all the best going forward.
Thank you.
That is the winning captain of the UWC, talking about the fact that going forward, perhaps they're still looking forward to making sure that they make those semi-finals. Let's just quickly remind you then of the situation after 3 rounds of varsity football. Tuts getting their first victory of the competition, 2-0 over NMMU. VUT with a big win over TUT. Puka with a 1-0 win over Wits. And then this evening, UWC making sure they go to the top of the table with a 3-1 victory over Walter Sisulu University. So there they are. UWC on 7 points, leading by 1 from NW Puka. Tuks completing the top 4. NMMU will be worried that after 3 rounds, they haven't won a game as of yet. They currently sit right at the bottom with only a point to show for their endeavor. Remember, varsity football continues round 4 next week from Monday, the 10th of August. Wits at home to TUT. Walter Sisulu University will want to get back to winning ways. They'll host the big one, the defending champions in the UP Tuks. And then on Thursday next week, we are over in Puka, as Puka are at home looking to get back on the winning ways. Well, it's been another great evening of varsity football. Round 3 has come to an end. From myself, Ulwazi Zikubu, and the rest of the crew here in Cape Town, in Salegai.